Hello buddies, it's your guy once again, the Wolf. And today guys, we're going to learn about, I don't know what, but in the previous lesson we talked about regular expressions, that is regex. So we were checking the data before we get into our database. But also we learned about a try-catch statement, which is actually we used to check before we run things. And forget about that because we're not going to talk about that today. So today we're going to talk about threads. So think about a situation where someone can run a software and monitors everything, but you're behind there and nobody notices. So that's what's called a thread. When the main program is running, we can create a thread that can also run without affecting anything. So guys, welcome once again. Let's do it without much ado. So guys, before we do it on our IDE, so let's understand what are these Java threads. So Java threads are actually allows a program to operate more efficiently by doing multiple things at the same time. So threads can also be used to perform a complicated task in the background without even interacting with the main program. So how do we create these threads? So there are two ways to create a thread. So it can be created by extending the thread class and finding its run method. So you know what, we love talking a lot. Let's do it on the IDE. So I start off by clearing this. Oh, you know what? Just cancel this and go on fresh. So I'm going to create on the file a new project, and I just name it threads, just like threads. And then I finish off by creating just like that. It's running and it's saying, it's asking whether I should run on this window, and I'm just going to tell you, hey buddy, just do it on this window. Just like that. Then I move all these on this side over here, and probably I should come over this way, and I do as simple as this. So we have the main method around here with us. It is really smiling us. So let's do it. So first of all, I'm going to create the main method, which is already there. So and then come back here to the main method and I extends thread, just like that. And now here I'm just going to call the main method in the thread, which is called run. So since it's public, I'm just going to remove the main method first of all, and this, and remove this main method because we're not running the main method. What we're doing here, we just want to run a thread. So to do that, we just declare this as public void because we are not going to run anything. And then from there we call the main method, which is run, just like that. And then we invoke the run method here. And before that, let's do that's one way of creating the main thread, or creating a thread in the main function. That is it. So let's find another way of doing it and do some stuff inside this main method. This run method. Let's run code in this our run method down here with the thread. So remember, we can run other things in the main method, but again we can run some shit around these threads. So to do that, we just write system out clean line, just down here, just click enter, and then we can say that, whoa, This code is running in a thread, just like that. Wow. Running in thread. So we have a problem now here. Just put this current bracket. Oh, maybe I should read it. It's okay. So let's run this and see whether we print something. So I'm just going to. Wow, I can't run this. Maybe we've done a problem. So we must have the main method around here to work with this. So running a thread so we need to extend the main class, and then the thread can be run by creating an instance of the class and call it started method. So to do that, we need to have the main method around with us, because we are not going to run this without the main method. So let's create the main method from here, and we declare it as public equals success in a public way. If we create a private, we're not going to call our main method, so it's static because it keeps on changing. Static void because we're not returning anything, and then we click main, and we need to pass in some strings arguments. So we're going to write the string, which is an array. How do we create an array? So the square brackets, and then we pass in our argument just like that. So we put our main method out of this first of all. So let's create this, and we say let's create an object of this class so that we can access its components. So to do that, we just create the main method, an object of the main method, the main class of course. So it's the main is the main thread. So we are creating an object of the class, and we are using the main class to create a thread, which is an object. So it's equal to so from here, then let's call, once we're in the main method and we are also in the main class, we can also get the properties which are in the main class. And one of our properties is the thread, which is inside our class. So to do that, we need to create this object that we have created here, and now we can access the main method, the start method, which is in our run. So to do that, we just create this over here. We call that method. So copy this thread, Control C and PC. On Mac, I don't know. I've never used that. So start is the method which we run with the threads. So we will have to print out something down here and say that the code is outside of the thread, because this one is out of the thread. So we will have to print system after it. If you're lazy like me, you just want to copy this system without the print so that we can use it. So to copy, you just highlight it and right click on the PC and just copy, and then paste over here by Control V, and then you can say that we are running in the thread. So we can say the code is running in the main thread. then, wow, this is awesome. And also in our thread now, which is this, which is invoked by the main method, which is the run, just like the main class. So we can say something here. The code is running in a thread. So if we run our code, let's see if we have a problem. Remember, these are tips and tricks. And here and there. So run this. So it's running down here, saying and passing clever threads. There we go, published. The code is running the main thread, which is this way. This is the main thread. And wow, this code is running the thread because she had a main function. So that's one of the ways that we do these things. And if you know, what you have to notice is if the class implements the runnables, you know, this is one way of creating a thread, but we have like two ways of creating a thread. To do that, guys, you have to implement another class type which is called a runnable interface. So the thread can be run by passing an instance of the class to a thread object, and object is constructor, and then calling the thread. How do we call the thread? We have this method called start method. So to do that, guys, without my talk, you know, I love talking a lot, but let's do it. So to do that, let's start a fresh run here with us, and I'm just going to change this code a little bit. And actually, first of all, this is the first way that we use extend to run the thread. And again, we have another method which is called runnable. So we implement the mini class to runnable. To do that, let's actually delete. Now let's do this. So to do that, we just create here, instead of extend, we write now we don't implement the thread, but we implement the runnable just like that. And then we already have the main method here, and also we have the object. Now we want to change this object to main object. Remember, if you have to access the properties of a class, we need to create an object of that class. To do that, we just create an object, and then is equal to new main, and then we print this object, and then now let's create a thread of that. So to do that, we just create the keyword threads, which is threads is equal to, now we create a new thread, just like that, and then we pass in an object which we created. So remember this, we are implementing a runnable, and let's cut this and pass in here. Okay, I should clean this over and put in some object. So we passing in our object of the class so that we can have thread main method can access it. So again, I'm just going to run this over here, and I show you what am I doing wrong. This is DHL, and then probably I should have something exactly try just like that. Yeah. So I've created a class, and I implemented it to a runnable. So if I implement to a runnable, I can create a thread inside that class and a runnable. So through that I can create also an object to access the properties. So I created an instance of the class which is the main, and the main keyword is here, and I create an object of that, and that object I placed in a thread. So inside the thread, what should I do? I have my thread here. I can say threads dot start, because now I'm capable of calling the main method in the thread. So that this space here, I call it start, just like that. And from there now I can just come out here, which has this system. I can say still again this one, the code is running in the main thread. No, the code is running also the thread. So delete this. Code is I can say the code is outside of the thread, yes. And then in my main, in the run method, which belongs to the thread, I can say that this code is running in thread. So yeah, I can leave this and say, wow, this code is running inside the thread, in the thread, just like that. So I'm just going to run this. So before I run this, we have found that there's two ways of creating a thread, either by extending the thread keyword or by implementing a runnable. And when you implement the runnable, this is what we have. So let's run this and find out what we get. Remember guys, I'm your prof here trying to teach you some stuff that you're not supposed to understand, but I'm getting right to you. So the code is outside of the thread. Oh, this code is running in the thread, so it executed as we expected. So guys, what you have to notice is the difference between extending and implementing threads. The major differences is what? When a class extends the thread class, you cannot extend another class, but by implementing the runnable interface, it's possible to extend from another class as well, like my class extends, other class implements runnable. So notice about that, guys. So let's talk about what is concurrence. It's called this is subtitle or subtopic, which is called concurrence problem. So because threads run at the same time as other parts of the program, there is no way to know in which order the code is running. So when the threads and the main programs are reading and writing the same variables, the values are unpredictable. So the problem that result from these are called concurrence problems. So you might get the result but not what you asked. So let's create a code that an example of a code where the variable is unpredictable, and find out what we can find for that. So to do that, we simple and we just override our code down here and change this. Again, I'm going to delete everything down here, just like that, and make this one here. So I just want to extend, I don't want to implement, so I'm just going to create extends thread. No, now I don't want to need these runnable here. So it extends to a thread, just like that. And from here now, I just want to create a changing variable, and I just want to call it, and I want this variable to be accessed publicly. Then I can access from various files. So I just wanted to create a public file here, which is called public because it's going to be called by so many times. So it's a variable called public static int, and I just want to call it amount, right? Then this amount I just want to sign in 0 because I don't want to have this value of 0 right now. And then I just want to create the main method down here. As simple as this. This is how we create a main method. By declaring public first of all, and then stay static because it keeps on being accessed, and the void because it doesn't return anything. And coding main is small, and I'm passing probably an array of strings. So I create string is an array, of course. So and passing some arguments. So from here, I just wanted to create this thread. First of all, how do you create a thread? So we have already learned that. To do that, we just create a new method, create an object of that, call it thread, and we assign a new name. Now from here, we can have, oh, we already done that. So what I need to do is this, colon. So from here, I just want to click enter, and I create an object of this by printing this thread now. Control copy on PC, so just Control C, and I will say that I don't understand Mac, so I'm just going to paste this. Control V dot, and then invoke that method which is called start. So once I invoke that, I'm just going to print something out and say that system out print line, and I just want to print the amount. So I just want to print this amount here. First of all, it's 0. I just want to paste there, and I can also coordinate this with a plus every time it's called. I just add 1 there. So we do that. I just control consonant, add 2 plus. So every time it's called, it adds 1 on top of what we are doing. So I can also print, and then I can just print this system, copy, over here, and I'm just going to say amount again. So I can come down here and create the thread itself now. So it's time to know the main program once it goes to thread, and thread keeps on recording. So I can just come here and create this method which is just like that. That's how we create the thread. Now, for me, I'm still going to print this and see what happens. So I'm just going to paste it here, and from here now, let's let's see if there is concurrency. So this one is this is running, and you can see we have the first one is 0. So the first time we printed the amount, and the amount was 0. And then when it went to the trade here, now we printed the same amount and we found that it was 0. So what is that? So to avoid the concurrence problem, it's best to share a few attributes between traders possible. But if attributes need to be shared, one possible solution is to use the is-alive method of the trade to check whether the trade has finished running before using the attribute of the trade can change. So let's do this. So guys, what happened here is unpredictable code because we expected to print 0, but we got 2. And again, I think if we run this the second time, we will get a different value. If that's not the case, oh, it is still 2. So again guys, so we wanted to print 0, but now in our run method we had 2. That means that we never expected that. So this variable amount is unpredictable. So let's do another stuff here whereby we included the alive method to get the correct answers. So let's do it. So it's easy to do that. What we do is that, can we read this? No, let's just edit a few things here. So we check on our start method around here and say that we will say while the thread is alive, brother, while the thread is alive. So do that and let's just say that while the thread, just like that, dot is alive. What should we do? Dot is alive. This around here. While the thread is alive, so this will wait for the thread to finish. So the thread has to finish. It means that when we got 2 here, it means that we never waited for the thread to finish. So we are saying while the thread is alive, what should we do? We can say that setting the value of print points and they check this and say that we're waiting for you to finish. Actually, we should do this. And then say waiting. And then now down here we can see we can actually update the amount of print value. So to do that, we just come out of this and remove this possible and remove this. First of all, just remove this. So it's waiting, and then outside this we can say let me just go like this and say so I can say system actually instead of this I can just copy this and just say that what happened? Okay, this so what I have to do is I should the main method I should say is waiting. So while the thread is alive, once the thread is running, you should wait until the run is done. So to do that, we can use the system to pre-play waiting. And again, I come over here now. We should take the amount and press value. Let's take so I'm just going to print out something. So just copy this. A few things. And actually should have this here. So I've added that, and I just want to say that the main, I can now say that main, this is and sure I can see just the value is the main value. I will change the main value. What? It's around. You're just doing that to me. Don't pick up the phone, just leave it for now. And now let me just make it. So once this code is read, this will appear. Once the public vote to run, the amount first is 0. When the run is going to run, the next time is going to go 2. Actually 1. So we can complete plus. I'm doing some crazy stuff here. So on this right there. And now I can print out and see whether it will be record this the second, the third, the fourth, let's see what is going to do. Once it's called, it's going to record. So we can run that. So we should have finally the problem was that I did not close this with this kind of block at the main method. So here, let me explain once again. So we created the main class here and we extended it to a thread. And now we created a static int which we assigned 0, right? Then we had this main method here, and then we created an object, an instance of the class which is called the main here. So we created an instance of this class and we created an object of it. So through that we were able to access the start method which belongs to a thread. So we say that while the thread is alive, it is a method. It shows that hey, what is the thread is alive. So we say that while the thread is alive, because here we started the thread, right? So we say once the thread is alive, hey, say that we are waiting. And then I just update the amount here now. So we updated the amount by printing the system of waiting, then the amount here we updated by adding a plus, which once it runs, now it adds 1. Okay guys, so when we are out of the loop, now we create the run method here, and now the run method see it again because it's waited, so it will still wait for a while. So where is this? Let's run it again. Let's see what we have. Oh, here we are. So the thread was running, it was running, it was running. It was running. Finally, we won. That's when the thread was down and then we appended the line. So that is it. And thank you for joining this class. Welcome. Thank you so much and subscribe. Bye bye.